Bacteria is basically technically found in three shapes, and you guys actually covered these fine. Bacilli, cocci, and spirilli, okay? And the name is often found in the name, or the shape is found in the actual bacteria's name, like streptococcus, right? That word is part of it. So what shape do you think streptococcus has? Which is what? Circular or round. Good. And you guys had bacillus. You had anthrax, right? What the bacteria that causes anthrax, what shape does it look like? Like a pole, like a pill. It's rod shaped. Good. And then spirilli looks like what? That one's easy to remember. Like spiral, right? Spiral, spirilli. And look at this word. This one has all round letters. So think round, okay? So the only one you have to remember is the rod shape. I mean, if you're going to try some study skills here. So those are the shapes of bacteria. Reproduction. I think you guys did a fantastic job of describing bacterial reproduction. When you see this little GIF, what do you think of? What does it remind you of? Mitosis. Good. Bacteria reproduces two ways. Through fission, which is definitely a type of asexual reproduction that looks like mitosis, okay? Similar to mitosis, if you want to reference something. Because in mitosis, what happens to the daughter cell in comparison to the parent? It's exact. So during fission, exact clones of the parent cell are made. And here is an example of, and the reason it's like mitosis is because bacteria is a single-celled organism, so technically it's one cell dividing to two. But since it's the making of an organism, it's not mitosis, it's an asexual reproduction. Does that make sense? But almost the same exact thing happens. And then we've got the second type of reproduction, which is conjugation. I'm having a flashback. I should just make you repeat everything you said. Conjugation is a form, again, of asexual reproduction because bacteria only reproduces asexually, but it is like mating. Why? Look at what's happening. What's happening? Why is it like mating? What happens during mating? They're not he's or she's. They're bacterias. Huh? They're exchanging genetic material. Good. Yeah, and honestly, when you look at the process, it does have a similar, yeah, I know. Even the name. So you have a donor, so they're like giving away the genetic material, and then you have the receiver, and basically in the end, as beautifully as you described it, because really you did, that's how you get variation, which leads to the variety of superpowered bacteria, let's say, because when you have variety of genetic material, you have a better chance of surviving. We learned that in our last chapter. So this is how you get bacteria that can survive or overcome or evolve to become resistant to what's supposed to kill it. Bacteria are generally, or I should say, even though we covered bad bacteria or bacteria that leads to diseases, bacteria has a really important role in our life. Without it, we actually would not be able to survive because they do a lot of good things. What's one of them? How? That's kind of true, but all pathogens would do that. They are decomposers. They don't decompose, they decompose things, which means they break down organic matter and recycle it into the environment or us. So if we didn't have decomposers, the CHON PS that's found in organisms when they die would stay there. Then we wouldn't have it. Whereas they break it down and put it back, and they put it back for us, for Earth, for everything. It goes to the land, to the air, so plants can use it again or we can use it again. If a bacteria is a chemosynthetic bacteria, what do?
They make their without sunlight.
Good. They make their own food without sunlight. When you make your own food, what else do you make? Oxygen. So bacteria make oxygen, which is found in the air we breathe, yes? Now, anybody know what the majority of our air is made up of?
Nitrogen?
It is. It's not oxygen. Even though we breathe oxygen, 78% of atmosphere is nitrogen. Where's nitrogen found in you? In what?
Proteins?
Liver?
Proteins. And? N. What other organic compound has N? It is nitrogen.
Sugars?
Nope. So sugars didn't have it, lipids didn't have it, proteins had it, DNA. Nucleic acid has nitrogen. So we need nitrogen. Well, this nitrogen that's in the atmosphere, which is 78%, is not usable by any organism except bacteria. So the nitrogen would technically be stuck. There's only 2 types of bacteria that convert this type of nitrogen into ammonia, which is usable nitrogen for plants, and then we get it from plants. So bacteria is responsible for that as well. And then what are we looking at here? What does bacteria make? Food and?
Earth parts.
Yeah, that's here.
Those look like rocks.
That's beans, medicine. Good job.
What are those rocks?
They're just food. Yeah, no. So bad bacteria is what we reference. They cause what?
Bad things.
Diseases, sickness, and they also rot food, right? Without technology, we would have to like kill the cow and eat it. Yeah, because if not, bacteria would come into play. And yeah, intestinal bacteria. You always think of your mouth. I mean, bacteria in your mouth. It again, bacteria and viruses are very specific, but eventually they can travel through your bloodstream and then cause major damage. So always think about that.